Okay, thank you very much, and for waiting for us. I know it's about time, but we're here as senators to give this statement, and it is a statement on Kenya Power and Lighting Company and what is happening between them and the Nairobi County. We'll read, and then the honorable member senators will also give their own few remarks. We have noted with grave concern the continued confrontational approach adopted by Kenya Power and Lighting Company, KPLC, towards county governments. It is blatant disregard for the principles of devolution and its long-standing record of operating without accountability. This week, Nairobi County took a bold stand against KPLC overreach by demanding the settlement of outstanding way leaves fee amounting to Kenya shillings 4.9 billion. Rather than addressing these legitimate debts, KPLC has sought to deflect attention by portraying itself as a victim, following an isolated incident involving garbage tipping. For far too long, KPLC has wielded its monopolistic influence to intimidate counties, but we will not allow such impunity to continue. As senators mandated to safeguard devolution, we stand in solidarity with the counties that have suffered injustices at the hands of KPLC. Every county has its own account of undue frustrations and bureaucratic impediments caused by this entity. The Nairobi case is just but a microcosm of the wider systemic issues affecting counties across the nation. I'll take it up again. Every county has its own account of undue frustrations and bureaucratic impediments caused by this entity. The Nairobi case is just a microcosm of the wider systemic issues affecting counties across the nation. Counties such as Mombasa, Kisumu, Homa Bay, and Migori have faced indiscriminate power disconnections, including at referral hospitals. It is utterly unacceptable that Kenya Power continues to cut off power supply to essential health facilities without due regard for the lives at stake. Patients in critical care, relying on life support equipment, are left vulnerable while Kenya Power turns a blind eye. Furthermore, we have noted with concern that Nairobi, Mombasa, and Kiambu continues to lead in unpaid electricity bills. While we acknowledge the need for counties to settle their obligations, we strongly condemn any move by Kenya Power to resort to illegal disconnections. The rule of law must prevail, and all disputes should be handled with the framework of lawful engagement. In addition, county governments must adopt cost-cutting measures to reduce electricity consumption in street lighting. We urge counties to transition to solar-powered LED streetlights as a sustainable alternative that will ease the financial burden and enhance energy efficiency. Just to add on that one, because it is happening in Kiambu County, where the government has adopted solar energy street lighting, how do we get these bills as the county? How do county government get this bill? The members of parliament, through the Ministry of Energy, install streetlights, leaving the county government to pay the bills. So you can see it is the national government that is bringing all these bills and leaving the county government to pay this bill. I'm almost there. This is the time to address the issue of electricity disconnections once and for all. Kenyans, at an individual level, have suffered from these disconnections since time immemorial, resulting in losses in business and damage to electrical appliances. It is unacceptable that hardworking citizens continue to endure these disruptions, which negatively impact their livelihoods and economic stability. Urgent action is needed to bring a lasting solution to this persistent problem. As I conclude, KPLC has consistently ignored constitutional provisions requiring cooperation between the national government and the county government. Its bureaucratic hurdles and unilateral decisions have derailed county development efforts, and we, the senators, will not tolerate such blatant disregard for the principles of devolution. Accordingly, we call upon this House, that is the Senate, and we are going to do that through the request for statement, to summon KPLC leadership to provide an account of its continued disconnections of essential services and its persistent lack of accountability. If left unchecked, this monopoly will continue to act with impunity at the expense of service delivery to the people of Kenya. We remain steadfast in our commitment to ensuring that all government institutions, including KPLC, operate within the principles of fairness, transparency, and accountability. We shall take all necessary measures to hold KPLC accountable and uphold the tenets of devolution, ensuring efficient and reliable power supply for all Kenyans. Thank you.
Government, and for that matter, national government, and the Minister of Energy must be responsible for protection of human rights in the country. You cannot switch off electricity where your patients are in hospitals, where even some of them are undergoing theater. You cannot switch off street lights. I saw the day there was a strife between the county of Nairobi and the KPLC that many street lights had been switched off in Nairobi. You know, these ones make sure that there is security in the country. So the security of a country is very important. And the fact that they owe each other, the best thing the CS Energy can do is to negotiate with the governor of Nairobi, so that if they have overcharged, which is an allegation that even the power bills are inflated, and these are public monies being moved from one government entity to another government entity, there must be a discussion between government and government. It cannot be that Kenyans are going to suffer while government fight. So I believe, and I want to support, that we summon the minister in charge of energy to Senate, we summon the CEO of KPLC, so that they can come and explain the circumstances under which this shameful act took place. I saw some members of the National Assembly proposing that you charge the officers of the city county. You can never be charged without an offense which is known to law. You need to tell us what offense these people have committed, and if so, who has the biggest responsibility and liability. And in that matter, the right for people to charge for criminal negligence are KPLC and the CS for energy.
Please say that whereas KPLC want to play as victim, we as the senators and the Senate, ours is to safeguard and protect devolution. Any upfront and encroachment on the space of devolution, we always stand and fight against that vice. Because one of the best things that the Constitution of Kenya 2010 gave us is the fact that we have counties. And it makes no logical sense for any entity, be it a national government entity, to just disconnect critical infrastructure such as the health facilities and critical security infrastructure like street lights for a date when they have their own bills from the same devolved units. And the case of Nairobi is not an isolated case. It is the case across all the 47 counties. More specifically, the counties that are in cities, because that is where run rates are actually very high, and also that is where the consumption of energy is also very high. So we would want to say that in the coming days, we shall summon the CS for energy, we shall summon the MD for KPLC. They will need to come and tell us, whereas you have accepted that you owe the counties money, why can't you net off, or why would you say that we want to disconnect critical infrastructure in the counties and you do not want anything to be done to you? It is not that we would want to support the dropping of garbage at the offices of KPLC. For an eye will leave the whole society blind. But we cannot also allow national government agencies to encroach in the space that has been given to the county governments. Asante.
Let me say this, a major job at the Senate is to protect the devolution. And we are here today in support of the county government of Nairobi. There are people calling for the governor to be questioned. You know, the first person that should write a statement is KPLC. Why? The reason being is this. They have switched off electricity to some hospitals, maternity hospitals, and even level 3 hospitals. As you are aware, level 3 and 2 are not paying anything. People are not paying any money to the government. It's a free service. So what I will ask us to do is this. Our major problem is monopoly by KPLC. This must change. We need to pass a legislation so that we change these things. The monopoly they are having is creating problems, not only to the county government, to even individuals. You've seen some time back an MP, member of parliament, I think in Ukambani area, being harassed. So let me say, what we need to do as senators is to protect the county governments. What is being raised here in this statement are only 4 counties, but the 47 counties in Kenya are experiencing the same problem. So if they want the governor of Nairobi to write a statement, we are also similarly asking KPLC also to first write that statement. Then the county government should come second. And we are here today to protect the counties, and that is our major responsibility. Thank you very much.
Asante. Thank you.